Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to Dragalia Lost. In this video, I'm going to review our new 5-star exclusive character, Naveed. I'm going to go over his stats, skills, and other various things so you can learn about what he's all about. This is my review, so obviously you're here to hear my thoughts on him, but I want to know what you guys think about him, so make sure to write your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, so Naveed is a fire sword attacker. He's only one of 2 sword attackers in the game currently, with the other being Yuden, or the main protagonist. I don't think I need to go into too much detail on who's better stat wise because Yuden is obviously a free character, so he will be worse in terms of stats, but I'll go more into that a little bit later. Right now, let's just focus on Naveed. His max potential strength is 505 and his max HP is 754. These are pretty good numbers. He has the 4th highest strength among all characters and his HP is ranked 24th out of the 72 available. If we filter to attacker types only, then he's still 4th in strength, but now he's ranked 3rd in HP right under Hawk and Xander. Now, if we filter even more to fire characters only, then he's 2nd in strength right under Makoto and ranks 5th in HP. So yeah, he's definitely really good stat wise. He's top 5 in attack, and while he doesn't exactly have the highest HP in the game, for an attacker type, it's actually on the higher side. You also have to pay attention to his weapon type. He's a sword, and this is just my personal opinion, but I think sword is the strongest melee weapon type in the game. I've said this before, but I just like how they're really good for all situations, both offensively and defensively. Its moveset is great for both single and multiple targets, and lastly, the 2-hit 4-strike combo is just incredible. Anyways, let's get into comparisons. We're gonna backtrack a little bit and bring up Yuden again. Naveed has 61 more HP and 41 more strength than Yuden. There's really no surprise that Naveed blows Yuden out of the water in terms of stats. If you did end up summoning Naveed, then don't think that Yuden is completely garbage now because he's not. Yuden is always going to be useful as an ally because he has player experience plus 15%. He's the only character with that ability currently, so he's always going to be useful in some way, shape, or form. Now, the other comparison that I want to make is with Makoto because he's the only other 5-star fire attacker character. Makoto has 25 more strength and 14 less HP. Makoto is more offensive oriented, while Naveed, I guess you could say that he's more well-rounded because he carries offensive and defensive skills, and you'll see what I mean when we get into his skills in a little bit. But Makoto's kit is just straight up pure offense. At the end of the day, these two guys are both used for different situations. Makoto has stun resistance, so he's going to be amazing for high mid-guard trials and other stages that inflict stun, while Naveed has sleep resistance, so he's better for stages that inflict sleep like Wind Onslaught and Hypnos Raid Boss. If you're a god at dodging, or if you're just facing regular wind foes, then Makoto is indeed better because pure offense is better than everything else currently. Alright, so now that we've covered his stats, let's move on to his skills. His first skill is Crystalline Blade. He performs 4 slashes that deals 170% flame damage at level 3, and then he'll shoot 3 additional flame blades that deal 28% flame damage for each time Radiant Bauble has been used, and he can shoot a maximum of 15 blades. So this skill is reliant on his second skill. The more times you use his second skill, Radiant Bauble, the stronger Crystalline Blade will become. I think Crystalline Blade is pretty good, mainly because it's really spammy as it only costs 2,590 SP. That's the big takeaway here. I think once he gets at least 3 blade buffs, that's when it'll really start to rack in big damage. Overall, I enjoy this skill. It's great for most situations. If you face a boss or something that can't survive until the 5th Radiant Bubble buff, well, it doesn't matter because you can just straight up kill them. If they do survive, then Naveed is only getting stronger. It's especially good against single target bosses like raid bosses and dragons. When he faces multiple foes is when it just becomes an average skill because most of the time the 4 initial hits will be good enough to take out mobs, and then the unlimited blade works afterwards kind of just get wasted. His second skill, Radiant Bubble, activates the Crystalline Blade buff. In addition, it increases the user's defense by 15% for 10 seconds at level 2. The defense buff is mediocre compared to defense buffs given by staff and support characters, but that should be expected. I mean, the main reason to use this skill is to buff up Crystalline Blade. I guess the small defense buff is nice to ensure that Naveed can take a little bit more hits and survive until the 5th blade buff. By the way, when you activate Radiant Bubble, there's a crystal thingy that appears around Naveed that acts as a blade stack counter. Personally, I really like the relation between these two skills. Most characters have like a damage skill with a strength buff or something like that. There's synergy in those skills, but Naveed's skill synergy goes one step further. I think it's really cool. His co-ability is Dragon Haste. This ability increases the Dragon Gauge fill rate. Every sword user in the game has this, but the values are different depending on the unit's base rarity. Because Naveed is a natural 5-star unit, his Dragon Haste can go up to 15%. When you first get him, he starts out at 8%, and that's probably what you're going to be stuck at for a long time, because in order to unlock the higher level co-abilities, you have to unlock them at the 5th floor of his mana circle, and it takes a total of 73,000 Elderwater in order to unlock the co-ability to max level. And this applies to all characters. It's a huge investment, so I would suggest to only unlock co-abilities on your favorite units as of right now. As for his abilities, his first ability is Slayer's Strength. It increases his strength by 6% for every 5 enemies defeated, and it stacks up to 5 times per quest. So his max strength is 505, right? 6% of that is about 30, so 5 enemies defeated will increase his strength to 535. 10 enemies defeated is 565, and you get the rest of the idea. The maximum strength that he can get is 656 after defeating 25 enemies. 5 stacks is pretty unrealistic, I would say, on most maps. I think 2 to 3 stacks sounds about right for most maps, which is fine. That's almost equivalent to a 15% strength buff. This ability is obviously pretty useless for squad raids because there's only one target. However, stages like the Halloween raid is where this ability will truly shine. Basically, for those raids, Naveed can stack and increase his strength wave after wave while also stacking his Crystalline Blade buff. Then when he finally reaches the boss, he's gonna be Superman. Second ability is Sleep Resistance. Because he's a natural 5-star unit, he can get Sleep Resistance 100%. He's only one of 4 fire characters that can naturally get Sleep Resistance 100%. The others are Ezlith, Sonoa, and Carl. It's a great ability for stages that inflict sleep, such as Wind Onslaught and Hypnos Raid Boss, even though the sleep attack from those 2 stages are easily avoidable. His last ability is Skill Prep. In order to get 100% skill prep, you have to unlock it at the 5th floor of his mana circle, but once you do, he starts out the match with all of his skills ready to go. That's an easy Crystalline Blade buff stack right there, very convenient. If you don't have enough mana or materials to get to the 5th floor, then there is one way to get him that last 25%. Unfortunately, only one worm print grants 25% skill prep, and it's one of the Halloween prints called Of Trick or Treats. The other ones only grant 20% and less. The other option is to give him skill haste instead. One of the 5-star prints that you can get from this new banner is Jewels of the Sun, and that one grants 5 to 6% increased skill gauge fill rate. Then there's also a 3 and 4-star print that grants 3 to 4%. Skill Prep is a fantastic ability for him. He's all about his skill spams to rack up blaze stacks, so glad to see him have it. Alright, so that's my review on Naveed. Whether or not you should pull for him is entirely up to you. The rates aren't really that good in this game, so it's pretty unrealistic to summon the 5-star focus on every single new summoning banner, so you really have to manage your worm might. If you're content with the fire units that you have right now, then I would recommend skipping. Otherwise, you can try your luck and try to get him, or you can just promote and invest in Yuden. He's decent and his player experience ability is always nice to have. So let me tell you guys my summoning experience for this banner. I did about 4 10-time summons and ended up getting Hawk, Nidhogg, Cleo's Ruse Wormprint, and Naveed, which is pretty cool, I guess. Hawkeye and Nidhogg were unexpected. I was trying to go for Cerberus because I wanted a strength 5-star dragon for my Vanessa, so I was really hyped when I saw the diamond dragon when I was summoning. Unfortunately, it ended up being Nidhogg, but like I said, that's fine because I actually needed one more Nidhogg to fully unbind him, so that was cool. Also, I'm expecting the next event to be light and the one after that to be water, considering the trend that's going on. My win team sucks, so I was happy about getting Hawk. As for Naveed, my fire team is stacked, so I definitely didn't need him, but I can't complain about getting a 5-star character. And then the Cleo's Ruse print I was really happy about because my Hildegard has been using Destiny's Hand, which is a good 4-star print for healers, but it's not the ideal print for Hildegard specifically. The reason is because Hildegard has skill prep 100%, so the skill prep given from Destiny's Hand is wasted. Cleo's Ruse, on the other hand, grants more recovery potency, although it does require the healer to be at 70% HP or above, which isn't a problem for Hildegard. The last defense ability is kind of like whatever, but who knows, it might come in handy and save my butt in the future. And that's going to be it for this video. If you want to share your summoning experience with everybody, then go ahead and feel free to. I also want to know what you guys think about Naveed, so write all that in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed and got something out of this video, and if you did, please give this video a like, I would highly appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Dragalia Lost content. And as always, thank you guys for watching, take it easy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.